Hello dear students, welcome back to your science classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I'm your science educator again here with a new chapter. And today we have chapter number 8, which is health and deficiency. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about health and diseases related to your deficiency. Okay. Before starting this chapter, we have to discuss what does you mean by health. So it is something like that you don't have any kind of disease, so it means you are healthy. No, it doesn't mean you are healthy. Health is related to your physical health, your emotional health, and your social health as well. How you physically perform good, how you emotionally good, how you think, what are the thought processes you have, and how you communicate with your surroundings, with your social gathering, that it includes in your health. Well, all these three things are in balance, that it refer as that you are healthy. Next, when we say health, so we have some kind of deficiencies as well. Deficiency means something lower in our body. The amount sometimes lower as well as the sometimes more also, but that is not related to your deficiency. So the name is deficiency. The word deficiency is refer something lower amount in your body. So let's discuss it, how we classify, how we understood, and how we have to relate all these things to our day-to-day life. So what are the learning objectives today we have? First of all, deficiency disease. Deficiency of carbohydrates, proteins and carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals. So here we understand this. These are the compounds. These are the things we have for deficiency. The low amount of carbohydrate, the low amount of protein. So what we called it, what does mean by carbohydrate? What is protein? So these are the macro and micronutrients in our body. So let's learn this in detail. We all know that a balanced diet is necessary for our good health. Balanced diet means includes all the nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fat, vitamins and minerals in the right amount to give energy, to build and repair the body, to protect our body from diseases and to promote health. So when we have a balanced nutrient in our body, so if we have some tear and tore, so what will happen? Body perform itself, and body perform in that way that body will repair the body itself only without any external force. But for that, your body needs nutrients, your body needs energy, and this energy you gain from your good food. Okay, now a person is said to be healthy when all her organs are functioning properly. She is mentally fit. When we say functioning properly, it means physically fit. When we say mentally fit, it means emotionally. Okay, emotionally fit. She is having emotional stability. She is free from any tension or stress. Are you tension free? Are you stress free? Yes or no, students? If you are not, it means you are not healthy. Okay, so she is having self confidence. She is free from any sickness or disease. She works efficiently. So these are the categories we have. These are the conditions we have, and according to it we can say we are healthy or not. Just you are away from sickness or disease, it doesn't mean you are healthy. You have to become healthy mentally, emotionally, and you first of all you have to tension free. Don't take tension for your exams. Take it easily and just make habits for good learning, and then you will also become healthy. Okay students, so now we have deficiency diseases. If you do not take a balanced diet, or diet is lacking any of nutrients for a long period of time, it doesn't mean you just don't take any kind of carbohydrate for 1 day or 2 days so you become ill. That is for a long period of time. If that amount is just removed in your body, that is means you have a deficiency. Matlab, okay, means the lower amount in your body for a particular nutrient, that is means you have deficiency of that. So weakness or resistance to illness, our general health goes down and we become weak, tired and irritated. We get certain symptoms and specific diseases as a result of a deficiency of that particular nutrient or nutrients. Such diseases are called deficiency disease. Deficiency disease means that you have a particular kind of nutrient in lower amount in your body, that is your deficiency disease. Let us now study the effects of the deficiency of nutrients on our body. So what will happen when we have lower amount of nutrients in our body? So let's understand this. So first of all, we have to discuss about carbohydrates. What will happen if we have a low amount, if we have a deficiency of carbohydrate in our body? So the main function of carbohydrate in the body is provide energy. So if less than required amount of carbohydrates is consumed for a long period of time, it leads to weakness, general weakness, while excessive intake of carbohydrates make us obese, lazy and dull. So first of all, you have to understand the function of a particular nutrient. As we have the first nutrient carbohydrate, and so the carbohydrate function is to give energy to us, right? So if we have less amount of energy, so it will result into weakness, because we don't have a good amount of energy, so we will convert it into a weak person, right? But if we have a lot of energy but we are not using it, so what will convert it into? It will convert it into obese, lazy and dull. Next, we have deficiency of proteins. So the same process we have to apply here. First of all, we have to understood what are the function of protein, and then what will happen if the amount we take up or lower. So proteins are the main body building foods. What are the function for the protein? Body building foods. They are the main solid matter in the muscles. They are the major constituents of blood, bones, teeth, skin, nail and hair. So the deficiency of proteins retards the growth in children. Children between 6 months and 3 years of age suffer from a protein deficiency disease called Kwashiorkor. The main symptoms of the disease are, so basically you have a disease mainly by your deficiency of your protein, that it's called Kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor leads to this kind of condition, this kind of symptoms you have. What are the symptoms we have? First, swollen abdomen known as pot belly, because your belly becomes so much outside, that is why we called it pot belly. Okay. Next, weight loss. If you see, the only stomach is pot, right? Swollen. Just because of that, it have inflammation, rather than his hands, his legs, it's too small, too weak. Okay. Loss of appetite means it's not have a feeling of hunger, right? Looks like you have all of the time the full tummy. Okay. Now the chest protrudes abnormally, legs bones bend, the child becomes anemic. Anemic means bloodless, lower amount of blood in your body. Now the child suffers from the diarrhea as well. Diarrhea as well means when you have to go washroom around 4 to 5 times in a day, that is leads to a diarrhea. And we already know that if we have diarrhea in a for a long time of period, so we lost our nutrients, we lost our electrolytes in our body, that will result into death as well. So diarrhea also leads to a big disease. Okay. Our daily diet rich in proteins is necessary to cure Kwashiorkor. So if we want to cure Kwashiorkor, so we have to need a good amount of protein rich food in our daily diet. Next, we have deficiency of proteins and carbohydrates. So what will happen if we have both nutrients, both proteins and carbohydrate deficiency in our body? So it will result into, if deficiency of both proteins and carbohydrates, is called protein energy malnutrition. Protein, okay, because it's protein deficiency. Energy, because what is the function of carbohydrate? Carbohydrate function is to provide energy to us, so that is why we're writing here energy. And malnutrition, malnutrition means lower amount of nutrition in our body. Okay, so that is called your PEM, protein energy malnutrition. This is common among little children. Little children and young ones, it is common. This cause a disease called merramus. The common symptoms of merramus are, the child become lean and thin like this. The skin becomes wrinkled. You have wrinkle in your skin. Water collects it in the body. This is called oedema. Oedema is the thing where we collect the water inside our body. The stomach swells up. Similarly, as Kwashiorkor we have, the child looks pale and hungry. In Kwashiorkor, you have a feeling of full of food, full of stomach, right? Full of tummy. That is why loss of appetite. But in this case, your child looks, you're not your. So in this case, child looks pale and hungry. Okay. So milk is best for treating children suffering from merramus. marasmus, adding a banana or cereal to the milk makes it more nutritious. So how can we cure it? By adding milk in their diet and adding banana in their diet with cereals. Okay. Now we have deficiency of fats. Deficiency of fats means when you have lower amount of ghee in your diet. So deficiency of fats causes rough skin, weak eyesight and thin body, while excess of fats in the diet leads to obesity. So when you eat too much ghee, you will become like a cute obese child. Okay. Now we have deficiency of vitamins. So we generally classify these nutrients among two categories. You will study this concept in your higher classes in macronutrients and micronutrients. So until now we just read about the macronutrients, and now you have your micronutrients. So vitamins are among the nutrients are essential for the growth and activities of the body. There are different types of vitamins. So we have vitamin A, B, C, D, E. After E, we don't have F, we have K. Okay. So now each vitamin is necessary for a particular function in the body. If any of the vitamins missing in a body, in a food for a long period of time, a vitamin deficiency disease occurs. See the chart given below. So these are the things we have. If we have less amount of these vitamins in our diet, then we have these kind of diseases. Okay. So a function, vitamin A function is good vision and growth. So how can we gain this? So we can take this from liver, fish oils, milk, yolk, spinach and carrots. These are the sources of vitamin A. And if we have less amount of vitamin A in our body, so it will result in coarse, tired skin, dry eyes, night vision type of diseases. Now we have category B. In category vitamin B, we have different category: vitamin B, vitamin 2, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, okay, and what we called it niacin. By vitamin B3, it's called niacin. By vitamin B6 and vitamin B12, and folic acid is also one of the example of your vitamin, which is vitamin B9. Okay. Now we have vitamin C, D, E and K. So these are the vitamins we have. These are the functions of that, and these are the sources. How can we gain that vitamins from sources, and what will happen if we don't take it? Okay. So for example, vitamin B1 for brain, nerves and muscles. Pork liver, whole grains, bread, cereal, nuts, eggs, milk, legumes are the sources for it. And if we have deficiency of it, it will result in muscle cramps, loss of appetite, numbness of extreme, it is beriberi and mental confusion. B2 will help us to assisting in break down food for energy. So the same, some of them are same sources we have, and how they result into deficiency: cracked lips, sore tongue, skin disorders, impaired vision. So you have to just read this table and you understood what will happen if we have deficiency of it. Vitamin K plays a very important role in blood clotting. We already learned about blood clotting in a previous chapter. If we don't have blood clots, so it means we just waste a lot of blood from outside our body. So vitamin K is very important in your diet. Now we have deficiency of minerals. Minerals are essential for building parts of the body and their normal functioning. Our body needs many minerals like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, zinc, fluoride and iodine. Deficiency of any of these minerals leads to mineral deficiency disease. See chart given on next page. So same we have a chart as we have for vitamins. So calcium, I hope so you know the function of calcium, because we already learned about this in our earlier chapter, and this is a day-to-day concept. If we want strong bones, so what we have to eat? We have to need calcium, structural mineral for bones and teeth. Sufficient regular intake assisting in optimizing bone density, assisting with muscles contraction. And how we can get calcium? From milk, from your yogurt, means dairy product. And what will happen if we don't have a good amount of calcium? Then it result into rickets in children and softening of bones in adults. We have weak bones basically, right? So now we have magnesium, structural mineral in bones. Magnesium is also plays a very important role for strong bones. And how we can get this? From green vegetables, red meat. And if we have less amount of magnesium in our diet, so it will result into muscle spasms, convulsions, muscle weakness, right? So same you have to just read this table and you will get a hint what are the minerals we have, what are the functions of it, where we get the sources of it, and what will happen if we have less amount of that particular mineral in our diet. So thus different nutrients of food such as carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals play an important role in keeping our body healthy. All these things should be present in our diet to keep us healthy. By taking right quantities of milk, fresh vegetables and fruits in our diet, we can fulfill the requirement of all the vitamins and minerals. Most deficiency disease can be prevented by having a balanced diet. The deficiency disease can be cured by increasing the amount of that particular nutrient which is responsible for the deficiency disease. So what we understand here, that if you want a good health, then you have to make sure that you have a balanced diet where all these things, your minerals, your vitamins, your carbohydrate, your protein and fats are included in that particular your diet, and then you will be become a healthy child. Okay, so I hope so students you like this chapter, and now this is the end of your chapter. So I'll going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye, have a good day.